Hey, this is MassX with a brand new Bleach Soul Reaper video, and we are updating our tier list for April 2024. What does that mean? Well, there's been some changes and adjustments on how the meta's gone. We've gotten some new characters, but let's jump into the first spot, top tier. Mayori's still there. Why? Ease of build and the poison. It's that simple, and the revive on top of it. Plus, the more you awaken him, he just gets stupider and stupider, going to 80% HP at crazy, and you only have to awaken him to 3, 4 is really not necessary. So hats off to Mayori, as well as no changes there with Unohana. Why? Heal, 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 plus awaken 3 her, and actually awaken 2 and 3 her, and she just becomes crazy with the shields for the front row, 1 to the back row in that T formation, and if you get her all the way to 4, she's self-healing after each round. Just a phenomenal character. Now you're going to see a new one in top tier, and I've gone ahead and moved Toshiro up there. Why? Well, as more people are building him and you get farther in, you realize how solid he is. At 3 awaken, okay, he's lowering speed, and it can stack up to 5 times on your opposing team, as well as at 4, it's crazy, okay? His skill cost is 0 for the first round, as well as he's guaranteed to freeze at least 2 targets. And if you've used him at all, you know if that first round you can freeze out anywhere from a handful to the whole team, it's pretty much a win for you right there. So his control aspects are just becoming to the forefront to just be too good to discuss. I mean, to overlook, let's say. Next is Byakuya. What can I say? He's just the first round decimator for back rows. Just a solid character. Next, you're going to see Aizen, now that I've had a chance to play with him. Similar to Toshiro, okay? He is all about control of that field, and his AoE is really good, as well as when you awaken him, you have the ability with him of causing sleep and it having not the no interruption, and just think of sleep like freeze. So when you combine those factors, he is basically possibly going to even tear up more as I get more time with him. But that if you are pairing up Toshiro and Aizen on the same team and just looking to basically just absolutely control your opponent's team, yeah, it's just sick. They're really good. Now Yamamoto dropped down 1. Reason why is, well, I honestly feel that if you can't get his ult off, he's just not that good. Besides, just can tank if you have him built up really well. His awaken is really, really good, but you have to get it to 3, and it's going to reduce the healing done by his target. So with AoE, it should be the whole team, and that lowering the 30% is really nice, but you really have to get him all the way to 4 to maximize him. And if the other team you're playing doesn't use a healer, then he just kind of just lags there. And like I've said before, there's only so much Ryatsu you have, and I find that he's being used less and less. He's still a great character, but I think control characters are definitely more, at least at this time, better for the meta. Next is going to be one of our newest characters, Notiore, and I just think he's solid. I did a whole video item, so I'm not going to sit here and belabor it, but basically his breakthrough at shields, multi-attacker, very awesome. Actually quite similar to Kenpachi, who I've actually started testing, and he is just absolutely stupid, but still working on him. I really need to get him all the way. At least I have him at a just got him to 5 stars, but his ability to also continue attacking just makes him just a solid DPS. Again, only issue, single attacker. And his Awaken 3 and 4 are really, really good, like you would expect. But I haven't had a chance to test 3 or 4 yet. Probably going to be a while. So I'm leaving him in A, but I anticipate he's just going to keep going up in value. Our last 2 are Soifan and Gin. I don't need to get into them. Easy builds, incredibly solid DPS units. That's why they're there. In B tier, we've got, rounding out the first one, White Ichigo. I just really think he's a one-trick pony. Again, I hate playing against him because he's reducing the damage for that first round, and most people are playing predominantly Soul Reapers, so he gets that damage bonus. But he's gonna continue to fall off as we get more Rancor, and that I've found ways around the damage prevention in round 1 by cutting it in half. He's good and he does very good DPS, but he's just not great. And I just can see him completely falling off in another 4 to 6 weeks as more Rancors are getting released. Next is Ukiura. Again, solid unit, don't really need to get into it, did a whole video on him. Point of the matter is, I can't wait for his next form. I have a feeling it'll just be amazing. This one is fine, good, but not worth the investment. Next up, we have a slew of characters I've already discussed, so I don't want to make this video too long, but basically they're all good characters, but they're not phenomenal characters. So, you know, for instance, Kyusuke, solid unit, but takes a while to build. Again, I've talked about before, Nanano in C, good character. Rukia and Ichigo have dropped off. I put Rukia higher than Ichigo. Why? Because Rukia does freeze. It's more useful. Ichigo, I find I'm just not using him at all anymore. He's basically an early game unit, gets really phased out later in the game. And same with Rukia. Both great. If you're starting the game, maximize those 2 characters, but I would not recommend really going hard on them. And like I said, with the B tier, you know, you've got Yoruichi. She's good. I just don't think her skill set in a whole is amazing, and her 3-4 awakens are good. I mean, she restores 10 Ryoku, but I just don't think it's enough. And especially for what it's going to take to build her over time and time. Really, if I would rather spend my time on Yuichiro because of the speed and healing than I would over Yoruichi. If I had to pick between the 2, especially if I was using Byakuya, just to have 1 less SSR plus on the field to get that speed advantage. And that's really what it comes down to. It's really going to be about what you build. For me, I like control. I like damage that extends. That's why for the longest time I was basically just using Mayuri, Unohana, Yamamoto, and then I just filled it out with Gin and Soifan. Right now I'm working on a new team build that is Mayuri, Unohana, Toshiro, Byakuya, Aizen, and I'll probably leave Yamamoto in there, knowing that I'm probably never going to go off with his ult, because my focus is going to be round 1, as you would expect. You want Toshiro, you're hoping to freeze the team. You want Mayuri because you want the poison to start, and you want Unohana to start the loop. Then, what's the hopefulness is that you can get Aizen round 2. Still going to go with Mayuri, going to still go with the Unohana, and then you're going to flip-flop Okay, so once Aizen goes, then you go back to Toshiro if you can. Byakuya and Yamamoto, I just don't see getting used much. But again, they're options just in case. Let's say you don't have enough to be able to go with the ult for either Toshiro or Aizen. Well then, you know, maybe then you go ahead to get the extra push from Yamamoto to allow for the extra damage, or even if you think you can clear out the back row, then you've got the option of Byakuya. The whole point is to have options, but to also know what your rotations are going to be. And for me, these are the characters where we're at right now in the game. I fully expect as more rank cars come out that they're going to start to overtake a lot of these. I can already see it with where they went with Ukiura, that I think his next form is just going to be stupid, and there's just going to be so much better ones coming out, and we know that it's going to adjust at that point. But let me know your thoughts. Just wanted to make a quick updated tier list and my thoughts on it. But to me, without a doubt, no question, Mayuri, ease of building, so good, just is by far the top character right now in the game across the board, especially since you only have to get him to Awaken 3. You don't even have to think about Awaken 4 down the road. And Unohana, again, same with her. You really don't have to go to Awaken 4 with her to make her absolutely fully productive. When you hit that 3 spot, that is where she shines, like Mayuri, with getting the extra HP. Those two alone can single-handedly win a match for you. And then to me, it then backs down, like I said, to control characters. And being the top 2 right now is definitely Toshiro and definitely Aizen. So with that, as always, please like and subscribe. It helps a lot. Have a great day.